Okay, so good noon, everyone. Thank you for being here with us. My name is Roee Abaiov. I'm from Cyberark. I'm based in Israel. Let's talk a little bit, one slide about Cyberark. Who are we, for those of you who are not familiar with us? And then I'm going to talk about how to take your enterprise to be ready for the GDPR compliance. So a little bit about Cyberark. Cyberark was established in 1999 by Udi Mukadi, Chen Bitan, and Ron Zoran, which are still leading the company, the CEO, the VP sales of Wild World, and VP sales of Israel and APAC. Cyberark is, as you can see, is a global company. We have three main headquarters, one in Israel, the second one in the UK, and the third one in Boston. In terms of references, we have more than 3,400 customers worldwide. More than 50% of the Fortune 100 is using our solution, and 25% of the Global 2000, which is quite nice. In terms of references, you can find us in the finance market, insurance market, government, federal, retail, healthcare, and so on. And you can see here part of our references company. So what about the GDPR compliance? As you know, it's a new compliance, and the change is big, and the challenges for the organization became very complex. We focus on four main key requirements, and as you will see in the next slide. But what are the changes? Basically, is the structured and the unstructured data on all the environment of all the IT environment. The playground, so-called threat surface, is becoming to grow and evolve. The attackers today become much more sophisticated. You know, in the past, if you talked about one or two attackers, so today we are talking about group of attackers that based in one country, but the attacks will come from a different country. And definitely the data controllers and the data processors that today get the same responsibility. Cyberark focus on four main key GDPR requirements. I will cover four of them, and I will show you how exactly we can overcome these requirements. The first one is the data protection by design and by default. What exactly we need to do as an organization? We believe that protect access to sensitive personal data will help you to cover these requirements. So what exactly we see? In one of the articles, we see that intruders prefers to leverage privileged accounts where possible. Assuming that 100% of the involved stolen credentials will affect your organization. So once we will protect these privileged accounts and once we will protect these credentials, we will definitely can agree that we protect our personal data. Protecting our personal data, we can do it with Cyberark in different ways. I like to divide it to three steps. The first step is based on our solution. We provide a Vault, which is a software-based solution that allow you to lock down all your credentials and all your privileged accounts. The privileged accounts will lock on top of the Vault, and then we will move to the second step. The second step is to have isolated sessions. Just imagine that now the user would like to connect to his personal data. So we will provide encryption. We will provide a session that will be encrypted basically on top of the Vault, on the source, and on the fly, on the isolated session. The third step will be continuously monitoring. We will provide a full recording to this session. So with all these three steps, we can ensure, we can say in 100% that this session is encrypted, the privileged user and the credentials are protected, and the session is recorded. The second requirement is notification for a personal data breach. How exactly we can help here? So detect and respond rapidly to breaches. What is the meaning? As you know, part of the GDPR compliance, you need to report in 72 hours what exactly happens in your organizations when you were breached. So we believe that once you need, part of the compliance, you need to report what exactly happened what kind of data was breached, who was suffered from that, and what exactly you can do, what kind of tools do you have today to do it. So basically with Cyberark, we will provide you several tools. One of them is the threat analytics engine. With Cyberark, with the threat analytics engine, we have a full interoperability and full integration with out-of-the-box technologies. One of them is the SIEM. We have a bidirectional tunnel for exchange data. So whatever is happening on your organization, whatever is being done on the session, for example, we can know what exactly happened in terms of a user that connect to the network, a user that connecting to his personal data. We can see what's happened on top of the tunnel, on top of the session, and what kind of information was exchanged. In addition to that, we believe that we need to change our behavior. Instead to be reactive, we should be proactive. With Cyberark Threat Analytics, which is part of the solution, we will help you to not only to detect the attack, but to respond to that. Once something happened, we will see that something happened on the session. We can terminate the session. We can send an SMS message or a text message or even email to the administrator. We have a lot of things that we can provide during this attack. So the most important thing is to change the mindset. Instead of waiting, let's be proactive. Let's respond to this attack. The third key requirement is the data protection impact. One of the things that we need to provide today is the types of risk assessment, the vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, and red team. One of the tools that Cyberark provides today is a free of charge tool, and later I will be happy to talk with you about this tool. It's called DNA. It's Discover and Auditing. With this tool, we can give you all the information regarding your network, about privileged users, about non-privileged users, about password and credentials, when exactly you changed them. We can give you the information about every service that's running in your network that is part of the privileged users. So it gives you an amazing view on your network. And again, if you don't need my help, so you can definitely find it in a GitHub on the internet. It's called DNA. So it's a very useful tool. Use it. I recommend it to do it. The next one is the penetration test and the red team. Today in Cyberark, we have a huge group of 25 researchers that are part of the red team that will help you and will build with you a plan how to, first of all, to penetrate to your organization, how to build the organization on the right way. This team is based in US, but they're covering all over the world. So this is something that is very useful for enterprises, definitely. And we are doing it together with the enterprise. So with all these tools, we can definitely be compliant to the GDPR requirements for the risk assessment when we measure the risk of critical assets, uncover unknown vulnerabilities, identify strength and weakness of our network, and definitely measure, improve over time. The last one is the protection from non-compliance. So basically, in the end of the day, we provide a solution that's called Privileged Access Security. As before we talked about the PTA, about the Privileged Threat Analytics engine, so it will be on top of this solution. But in the end of the day, the safe, the virtual vault that we provide will manage, will protect your data, will protect the access. All the user will be stored there. Once you want to have interoperability with many other technologies, it's out of the box. We already have this integration. On the next slide, you will see it. So we will provide you the ability today to take the non-compliance environment and to be fully compliant for the 4 key requirements that we saw before. So one of the things that I talked before, so out of the box integration. One of the nice things that you can see here is all the companies that we have a full interoperability with them. Today you can connect to our website, cyberark.com, and you will see the marketplace. In the marketplace, you will see all the companies that we have a full interoperability, the meaning that once you installed our solution and then you want to have a full connection with these technologies, so it's something that is already there and you can use it by one click and then to make the interoperability with these technologies. So again, I try to do it, very quick but briefly. So all these 4 requirements, together with CyberArk, we can first of all protect our data, protect our personal data, protect the access, detect and respond. All the asset risk, we talked about the DNA and the red team group that we will provide you. And definitely the last one is the past solution to demonstrate how to take the non-compliance environment to a compliance environment that you can provide. I hope I give you some, again, a small taste of our solution and our benefits. And have a great day, and thank you very much.